online hitman.
Yeah.
I was like, what? What the heck is an online hitman?
Okay. This story is wild. First of all, like
Yes.
I didn't even know I was going through a cyber attack. I just knew I was like, why don't I have any sales for today? Why are all these fake websites attached to my Pixel? Like, what is going on? I woke up with no sales and I was like, this is crazy. And then we spent 2 days probably like texting everyone, calling everyone. And now we have Chat GPT. I probably could have asked Chat GPT if it came out sooner, but
Mhm.
Google didn't know what I was talking about. And like the layers of the nonsense was so weird. And all of my friends were like trying to unpeel it. And eventually I was like, dude, I don't understand. So I went on TikTok and I posted about it. And I was like, guys, I don't know what's wrong. Somebody help me. And then
Mm.
tech people started jumping in and they were like, this is what's happening. And everyone is bringing little pieces to the equation. And then there's this guy that, oh my God, I wish I knew his name. He's like this big Samoan guy, and he was talking about online hitmen, and I was like, wait a minute. And then he started like breaking down kind of what I was going through, and that was my first ability to start figuring out what was going on. And
But
like
when
honestly, TikTok solved the problem for me. But then,
TikTok solved the business problem for you.
oh, they did. But then I figuring out how to solve it after figuring out what it was a whole nother problem, which I did not recover from. So
How did you feel as you were going through that? I can only imagine putting myself in your shoes, being a small business owner myself. I tend to look at my dashboard on the regular, probably
yeah,
multiple times a day, and I'm like, okay, we're at where we should be today. But then if you see a big fat zero, you're like, oh crap,
it was
what's going on?
traumatizing. First of all, I went through so many different emotions because I failed a lot of businesses to get to the point of having one that made it as big as that did. So Brillies was my first business that I actually hit 6 figures a month. That was the first time I did that. Everything else was learning. Everything else was getting there and trying to figure out how to do it. And I thought it was going to be like my forever business. I was like, "Oh my god, this is it." Bunch of celebrities were wearing us. We were like working with like the schmo. He's like UFC guy, made him custom glasses. It was popping. It was popping. And I was like, here we go. And then waking up to that, at first I was like, I I don't know. I was devastated, but I also didn't know enough to be as devastated as I could have been because I didn't know how bad it was gonna get.